Good morning to day 320. We're already at it, 20 to 11. Sorry for not checking in earlier. Before I start babbling, obviously do the usual. Give me some thumbs up, some thumbs down, and some lovely comments. Okay, so what are we doing at this present time? We're fitting the actual door locks and latches to the double doors. We're going to be sanding down the rest of the actual primer that's gone on the doors today, and also the filler, and then getting the final primer coat on there. The beams are being skimmed in as we speak, and on the front of the building we are trying to repair the, or at least we're taking out the hole, waiting for the plumber to arrive to rectify, and we're also touching up and primering, is that such a word? Putting a primer on the wall within the garage paint wise. We're also on the beach digging out the sump. That is in case we ever get any massive water here, so we can literally try and assist the water getting out, certainly after the event, because water goes stagnant and mozzies have a field day. So we want to make sure we can pump that out. So there's a 2 foot by 3 foot sump hole we're putting at the end, which I'll show you in a second. We'll also concrete that as well, make that like a little concrete bath, and we'll get it sealed as well so the water doesn't land up leaking out, whatever else. We can get a little pump shoved in there with some form of float switch that can kick on automatically if it does happen. So anyway, let me take you around and show you what we're physically doing as we speak. Sorry about the wind if there's any. Sorry if I'm filming off my forehead, which is what I always do. Okay, so this is the mess that we have down the side return as we speak. Hopefully we'll get this tidied up at some stage and get it all out. I'm not too sure why they put sand in there. Okay, so let's start at the front of the building. As I said to you yesterday, we found that we were digging in the wrong place. When I say we, they. Now I've got them digging in the right place. I showed you yesterday what's happened, so now what we've done is we've now chased that out, and that's got to be completely repaired. So you can see it's a 45-degree angle pipe, so I'm not too sure how the plumber's going to repair that. Bear in mind he's got to cut that middle piece out, the elbow out, and he's also got to extend that piece. So I'm not too sure how he's going to go about doing that. I siliconed last night so that we could continue using it, and as you can see, lots of lovely flies down there, because the dampness we saw coming into the house was actually sewage water, not normal water. So we actually thought it was rainwater coming down the wall and seeping in. In fact, it was actually sewage water, so gorgeous. We've also done this one now in backfilled. So this one was actually concreted, backfilled. This one's been concreted and backfilled. The topsoil that I paid a reasonable amount of money to have put down has been completely mullered. I asked them, pull the topsoil off, put the soil you're digging out on top, put the soil back down again when you're finished, topsoil over the top. And my beautiful boys didn't listen as always. So, sorry Brett, the landscaper. They've managed to dig out the cable ties, but they haven't actually tidied up and finished off like they should have. So I'm gonna have to word with them about that. The entrance in here yesterday was finished off, as I said. And now what we're doing is we're plastering the other side here, because there is a bit of an unevenness on the other side. That's been plastered to speak, and this one here is just going to be, you call it like a blend in. We're just going to literally reface it to try and make sure we don't have an issue in height here. So that's going to be done after the other side is finished. Sherman's going around and actually patching out the bottom bits that have been missed, any holes in the walls, etc. And then there'll be a beautiful coat of primer going on the wall afterwards, I would have thought. The crates are still here from yesterday. We've had a bit of a disaster with obviously what was delivered yesterday, because unfortunately the windows have not been delivered correctly. So I'll take you in and show you what I mean. Okay, so we have 4 2-foot requirements. We have a window here, which is in the bathroom of the main house. We have 2 2-foots here, and we have 1 on the side. So we need 4 2-foots in total, and we've had 3. So I'm not too sure whether I've under-ordered or there's been an under-delivery, but there's obviously an issue with one window. This one here is a 6-foot bifold, but unfortunately we have a 10-foot 8 bifold. So in converting it from feet into millimeters, something's gone adrift at the window's end. So I now have an 11-foot set of bifolds sitting here with a 6-foot gap. So there's the first issue. We need another 3-foot window at the back of the cottage, which we actually have, which is all good news. And for me, the most important one is I've got a 6x8 window waiting to go in here, and that hasn't arrived at all. So I'm not too sure where that is. The other thing we did require was a 4-foot by 8-foot window to go in here. I don't have a 4 foot by 8 foot window, but I do have, right at the very back, a 4 foot set of doors. So I've got a window that can go in there. It's actually 2 small door openers, which, without being rude, I mean, that's not what I ordered. It might be what I've got and what I paid for. There was meant to be just a 4 foot by 8 foot bit of glass going in there, non-opening. No, it was meant to be tilt and turn, sorry. It was meant to be a tilt and turn window. So I've actually got a set of doors to go in there, which is a bit weird. And as you can see, this is clearly 6 foot. So there's no way in a 6 foot hole I'm gonna get. Each one of these is about 3.5 foot each. So there's 3.5 foot bits of glass in a frame as well. So we're talking nearly 11 feet. So there's nothing I can do there. There's the 3 foot. So as you can see, this is a 2 foot tilt and turn. All of them have got blinds. There's the glass. So the glass is on the deck. So there's my 3 foot. There's the size of the glass for the bifold. So as you can see, it's over 3 foot. That's meant to be 2 foot. So I'm meant to have 3 2 foots for the bifolds. And there's the glass for the others. So as you can see, I've got 2 2 foots there. I've got a few more underneath that, which I need to work out what they are. What do I have actually there? I've got one. Again, the glass is slightly bigger. So I'm not too sure what that is. Oh my God, I might have another problem. No, it looks like I've got 3 2 foots, and then there's 2 bits of glass that are bigger. So I've got no idea what they are. Oh my God. Yeah, I've got 2 bits of glass that are bigger than the 2 foots. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go through, work out what it is I actually need versus what I actually ordered versus what I've actually got. At the moment, the frames themselves, I went through that this morning and realised that we've got 1 frame missing, 2 frames missing, sorry, and 1 too big. But now I'm looking at the glass, I'm like, I'm not too sure what that means. Because I've actually got 1 2 3 4 5 bits of glass. And I've got 3 windows. Sorry. Yeah, the 2 big bits will be for the 4 foot, sorry. So obviously because they're now doors, they're gonna be 2 and a bit foot each. So you've got 2 bits of glass for the now door openers, which was meant to be this one at the back here, which is meant to be 4 foot bit of glass. So that was meant to be 4 by 8. The house is meant to be 6 by 8. 2 frames, 2 glass, ideally tilt and turn. I'm not too sure if we could have done a tilt and turn on the 6 foot because it's a massive lump. So I was expecting that to be a fixed piece, but this was going to be a tilt and turn. So that's now a door frame with 2 doors with 2 bits of glass, just over 2 foot each. The one in the house, which is 6 by 8, is missing completely. There's no frame and there's no glass. And there's nothing I can do because even those the glass there is 3.5 foot, 3 and a bit foot each. So they won't fit. There's nothing I can do with those doors at all. So I'm not too sure what he's going to do about that because obviously I've had to pay for them and I've had to send them. So we're going to have to get those doors redone and sent, which I don't want to go paying for the door, and I certainly don't want to pay for them to be sent. And the import duty as well. So anyway, I'm going to have to go through what we got versus what we need versus what we ordered and make sure that we're on the same page. Like he's already confirmed that he's ordered the bifolds in the wrong size himself, so he's ballsed up a little bit there, bless him. Obviously that's where the other 2 foot window is here. So on the side of the house, the bit I'm talking about, so we've got 1 window short here, so I'm gonna have to keep one of the boarded up windows here and put a 2 foot window in there. Then I'm gonna have to wait for the 6 foot window to turn up. Smithy's downstairs doing the sump. Let me quickly show you that. So as you can see, Beckles is down there making sure it goes right, and we've also got to do the soak away as well. Sorry about the wind. I'll try and hide behind the column if I can. So we've got a soak away going here, and we've got the sump going over there. So the wind is too strong down there for me to get down and show you without getting you deafened. So yeah, what I have done this morning also is removed the old tumble dryer. Sorry about that. The new tumble dryer, I need to put a new plug on it, but the white goods 240/220 plugs are different than the standard 220 plugs. So I'm gonna have to go and buy a tumble dryer 220 plug to go onto the end of that. The coffee machine, spit it out, has been converted today. That's all good, so my wife now can have lovely coffee. That's if we can get the pods on the island, hopefully, fingers crossed. On that note, anyone on the island know where they sell Nespressos? the little capsules, let me know, because we need to buy some of those. Hopefully they do them. Please tell me they do. Surely with George Clooney involved, they're going to allow that to happen. But anyway, that's where we are so far. So doors downstairs being finished off, locks being done, sewage pipe on the front being cut out and refixed today, beams being plastered in, garage being finished off, sump being dug out, soak away being dug out. I think that's it. I'll check in soon. Okay, so we're at 5 o'clock. Just returned after doing another material run. Live in the material world and all that. Returned to have a quick look at what's going on. Ooh, we've got a new elbow on our waste pipe. Someone's been out and repaired. Oh well. Good that they've done it. Bad though, I just went and bought the parts, thinking it wasn't going to come. Darn! Okay, what else has happened in here today? The painter's been in here priming around, filling all down the bottom bits, cutting all in, getting a nice white coat on here. Obviously we're going to be putting a plasterboard, sorry, sheetrock ceiling in here, so we don't have to go all the way to the top. The mason's also been doing, it's not, where am I pointing? That's where I'm pointing. No, I'm not pointing there, I'm pointing. I'm a nightmare. This beam here, he scratch coated that front in, so it's just literally smoothing that in to try and make sure we don't have to go too wide on that side. But this side had to be plastered by quite a lot. So that's been done. Rods have been installed on the top step, so it looks like tomorrow that's going to be the first task, getting that plastered. And it looks like they're using my wood from my crates. Why not? Recycle, what not? Latch. Just took that back because it was missing some keys to the lock. Only to be told it has a cylinder that goes in it. It's not actually part of it, so that was a wasted journey. However, I nipped it on the way back. Ross, thank you at Island Tiles for tolerating my incompetence, and my carpenters. Pipe still hasn't been put in. We've got to get that done tomorrow, so tomorrow we're going to get that done. In fact, let me get out the front because they were working on the sump. Sump meaning the overflow from where water will end up coming if and when we get too much water coming down the front. So they were digging that out today, and they were also just marking out where they would actually put the soak. Sorry about the wind. For some reason we got real easterly wind today. So every time they try and dig a hole for the sump, they manage to find rock. So they tried it here, couldn't do it. They've tried it here, looks like they've hit another one. So anyway, this is going to land up just coming straight into here. It's just so that the water has got somewhere to soak away, but it's not going to soak if we're on rock anyway. So said monkey, legging it into the trees. And here is the sump. So the sump's now dug out, and what we'll do is we'll concrete that. And then we've actually started digging out the pipe over there. So we're going to 45 degrees straight from here, straight over into that. And then if we have any issues at all, then we will turn on the pump from this side and try and pump out as well. So the guys have actually done that, which is good news. There's not a great deal obviously else has taken place today. Well, I don't mean that rude, but they're the main things we've been focusing on. So it's been priming the inside of the garage, filling and cutting in. It's been plastering the beam inside the garage. It's been obviously digging out the wall on the front for the pipe and getting the elbow replaced, which has now been done. And it's been finishing off the doors in here and taking the lock out that didn't need to be taken out. Other than that, I think they finished off the bathroom door in the cottage, and I think that's it. I think it is. But anyway, I've come back and the guys are gone. Darnley, the cement mixer man. If needs any cement mixers, Darnley King, there's your man. As you can see, it's 5 o'clock. He's here cleaning the cement mixer, making sure that it runs and carries on. Most guys just dump it off, leave it, and don't care about it. And when it dies, they don't turn up. He actually turns up and maintains it to ensure that it carries on running, which is good. Fair play to him. So anybody wants his details, let me know. His name's Darnley King. He invoices me every single month. I pay him every single month. He was one of the guys, I think you remember rightly at the very beginning, I told you that when I sacked the builder, he turned up to repossess his cement mixer. I wasn't even aware it was his, I thought it was the contractor's. I told him to do one, he said it's mine. He's owed 8 grand. So I helped him out with 1 month because I hadn't paid the builder for a month. So that was 4 weeks at 250 each, that was £1 grand. I couldn't help him with the 7,000, but since then, since November, since October, he's been on my tab and he's been paid, apart from this month because I forgot, he's been paid on the day he issues an invoice. That's how it should be. He's good, I do okay, so I'll try and make sure that he gets paid when he deserves to be paid. But anyway, if anyone wants his details, let me know. He's good, the machines are reliable, I've not had any problems with these. Literally, I've had 4 machines before that, they all broke down. He's provided one, it's never broken down. He's always here maintaining it, as you can hear him now banging away. He's literally stripping apart all the concrete that's built up on there, which technically should be our guy's responsibility to do that, it shouldn't be his. But he's here to try and maintain it. He doesn't want to break it down, he wants to take it back in good nick, he wants to issue it back out again on a rental. So if anybody wants his number, let me know and I'll gladly pass it on to him. Pass you on to him. Other than that, there was some plugs and that done on here. I bought some more adapters today because the washing machine and tumble dryer ones are different 220s than the standard 220s. I've had to go and buy those. I bought the reducer for the 1.5 inch to 3 inch here. I bought these, which is really good actually. These, this is one issue we're having at the moment. So I've actually managed to find male and female ends. So rather than 2 female ends, I found one with a male and a female. So we can now shove that right up. So it means we can remove that. We should be able to get a little bit more clearance into the ceiling. So we'll get 2 new 90s into the ceiling there. And that hopefully will stop the pipe from running backwards. It should run forwards. So that should help us with that. What else did I do? Obviously the latch is fine. And I bought some stainless steel hooks and rings because I bought some little cheapy sunshades. So I'm going to fix some. I'm going to draw out today how I'm going to do it. I've got a rectangle and I've got 2 triangles. And I'm going to work out how best to sort of fix them. So I'm probably going to have to do 2 fixings on this beam here and probably 4 fixings on this beam. I want to try and put some shades over. They're only cheap. Cost you less, 55 each. 3 of them in total. So fingers crossed, they'll do the job, they'll keep the shade off of the patio. They're not watertight, which is what I wanted, because at that height, unless you've got something which is being pulled really tight, you get a water build up and then it sags and it's a nightmare. So hopefully it will let the water through, it's just for shade. And then when I've recouped and found my paper round, then I can start looking at getting the vinyl ones done. But anyway, that's where we are so far. I will leave you to it, have a great evening. Please obviously like and subscribe before you leave me and put any comments in there, both good or bad, and I'll see you tomorrow.